The lesson on the speech writing process is so significant in oral communication because one application of oral communication is how speech is going to be delivered. I'm not sure if you're already thinking of it now, but I think at least one of you now has a question in mind. Will Sir Sim ask us to make a speech? At least one of you surely is thinking of that right now. But actually, you already made one. What performance task is it where you made a speech um, expressing your idea behind sacrificing economic growth over the protection of the environment? That's in philo. So see, per experience, you had gone through the concept of speech writing. Thing is, did you follow this prescribed or highly suggested speech writing process? That's a different story. Because each of us, in our practice of our identity as speech writers, we tend to try and follow whatever procedure we feel like doing for as long as it helps us in accomplishing our goal, which in this case is to create a speech. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, yeah, if that's how it helps you, if that's what guides you to achieve success in making a speech, then be my guest. But perhaps there's nothing wrong if we try to also follow these suggested steps. I can see that you are all looking at the camera. Yeah, because don't forget the YouTube channel. Don't forget that YouTube channel, the number of views, you are a part of that channel. The speech writing process begins with conducting an audience analysis. Conducting an audience analysis is trying to understand who my readers are and who my listeners are. What kind of people are expected to listen to my speech or read my speech? Where do they belong? Like, in what bracket of age do they belong? Are they people who are quite formal and conventional? Are they people who belong to my age which accepts flexible thinking? These are things that we should be aware of. You do not want to create a speech with very conversational language or tone, only to find out that your readers or audience are formalists. You should expect that if that's the case, your speech will be met differently with a different opinion or approach by your readers or by your audience. Take, for instance, a valedictory speech. Valedictory speech, formal or informal, Edson?
Formal, sir.
Formal, correct. Naturally, a valedictory speech is a formal speech. Why? If you look at the profile information and situation, it would talk of the occasion. The occasion is a formal event, which follows that your audience there would be composed of people who are parents, guests, distinguished guests, visitors, and you are not supposed to use a language or a tone that makes yourself appear so conversational. So take note that so or too conversational. There's nothing wrong with a conversational approach because a conversational approach invites or places the audience in a position that they could relate very well with the speaker or with the creator of the speech. But the issue here is once it becomes too conversational, it's as if the nature of the activity or event has already been lost or compromised. When you create a prom speech, or is there a prom speech or like a speech on during prom? Formal or informal, Allen?
Informal, sir.
Not necessarily formal, correct? It could be informal. When you are told to deliver a speech in someone's birthday, sure, formal or informal? Assuming that the one who celebrated your birthday is your best A birthday is your best friend. Will you create a formal speech or an informal
Or
speech?
informal.
Because the situation, just imagine if you're asked to deliver a speech in someone's birthday and your approach be like, to our distinguished parents of the birthday celebrant, to to the family relatives, to our dear and close friends, a pleasant afternoon. It is such with great honor that we have assembled today to celebrate together with assuming that the birthday celebrant is Rans, with Rans, a moment of happiness, jubilation, as someone was being brought into this human world. Such if we, for sure, when the approach is of that manner, people will see you different. The audience would see you differently because the occasion does not demand for anything of that sort. Okay, graduation. The case would also be totally different if the valedictory speech is, "Hi, yeah, thank you for being with me now. I'm so happy for being the first honor student of this batch. I mean, I can't contain my happiness." If that's the valedictory speech, good luck. Because people will definitely see you with judgmental eyes. I think there's something wrong with that valedictorian. I think they have a different criteria in choosing their valedictorian. I think they chose the wrong valedictorian. So see, to avoid these misconceptions of who we are, we need to adjust our material, our speech to the occasion, to the audience, to the event that we are actually delivering or making the speech. All of these are part of audience analysis. After analyzing the audience or doing some audience analysis, we now look into the purpose of the speech that we should create. To where we have three. We could have a persuasive speech, an informative speech, or an entertainment speech. Each of these, of course, signifying a particular purpose or event. Political campaigns. What kind of speech should be provided? Rodney. Political campaigns.
Persuasive speeches.
Persuasive. When someone runs for a political position, there is an attempt to convince the listeners to vote for whosoever is the speaker. So you need to be persuasive. When someone discusses or the speech that you had in Philo, for the performance task in Philo, sacrificing economic growth for environmental integrity. What kind of speech is that according to purpose? Rans. Rans. The speech that you prepared in Philo, Rans. Where does that
It's informative speech, sir.
informative yet at the same time
Persuasive.
persuasive, correct? These purposes can actually overlap, and that's fine. Why? In that speech in Philo that you made, you're trying to really discuss in good length what it means to have economic growth, what it means to maintain environmental integrity. However, you are also on that attempt to convince your readers and listeners of which one should be more upheld. Will it be economic growth or environmental integrity? Whenever we do a persuasive speech, let us of course be open to the possibility that not everybody agrees with us. That's true. No matter how good you are with your convincing speech, how good your convincing powers may be, how good your words, your diction may be in the material you prepared, expect that not everybody gets to agree with you. And that's fine. Whenever we do a persuasive speech, in fact, the word persuasive, the root word persuade is technically defined as an attempt to convince. The word persuade is not convincing right away. To persuade is to attempt people to be convinced. Meaning, persuasion is open to the possibility that there will be others who will be convinced while others won't be convinced. The way I see it, when there are members of the audience who tend to disagree with you, that is actually better because you have made that portion of the audience think for themselves. Your speech was so strong that it stirred the minds and the hearts of the listeners that they were able to think for an idea for themselves. You help them craft their stand given a particular topic. Entertainment speech, it is meant to be given for an audience with a goal of amusing the audience. Like when you do birthday speeches, wedding speeches, or when you do speeches in the classroom of Thanksgiving, especially when you just had a party, or in a group where there's just a party and you've been told to deliver a spontaneous speech, it does not have to be informative nor persuasive at the same time. It can just be for entertainment purposes to amuse the audience. So again, we're done with the first two steps. Identifying the audience or doing an audience analysis, knowing the purpose of the speech. Now we go into selecting a topic. You cannot select a topic without knowing what your purpose is. That's why knowing the purpose should come first. The topic is the focal point of the speech. This is where the speech revolves. It's that content, it's that idea that drives the entire speech from start to finish. It's that same idea that should come out and be heard or understood by the audience after reading or listening to your speech. Without that topic, without a good topic, you can't expect to have good relationship with the audience. I mean, not everybody can be interested with whatever topic you present. Well, there may be others who are generally interested with anything, but there might be a few who are so particular with a choice of topic they'd like to listen to. And if you can't choose the right topic, take note of this, if you can't choose the right topic, expect that many from your audience might not listen very well. And it really comes out. Meaning, while you are speaking, the audience might be doing something else. They could probably be sleeping. They could probably be talking with someone, talking with the person beside him or her. The audience could actually be standing up from time to time, moving from one place to another. These are indicators, though not absolute, these are indicators that the person is not interested with the topic that's being heard or being listened to, or with the speech that's being read. After having known what the topic is, you try to narrow it down. Narrowing down the topic knows the specific idea. So you now have a main idea. That's your main topic. Narrowing it down goes into the specific topics. If it were in the speech narrative, in the printed speech form, it would now go with a topic sentence in every paragraph. So you have the topic, the main topic is the thesis statement. A thesis or a thesis statement is the entire idea that comes out from the totality of the text. Each paragraph in a composition, it has a topic sentence, and that topic sentence is an offshoot from the main idea. So if the main idea, topic sentences follow, as each topic sentence is ascribed to a paragraph. That's what you do when you narrow down a topic. Narrowing it down means that you will identify what topic to elaborate in what topic sentence to elaborate in one particular paragraph. For instance, you're talking about the same topic in philo, economic growth over environmental integrity. So you are going to discuss first economic growth. What are the factors then that contribute to economic growth? The same goes with environmental integrity. What are the factors that contribute to environmental integrity? So that when you talk about these factors, these are the narrow topics or topic sentences that need to be elaborated in the respective paragraphs. Then we proceed with data gathering. Data gathering here is involving research, readings. It's not right if you say, well, you might be entitled to your opinion, but your readers would find it more credible if you have good support to your claim. That is why, especially when it comes to persuasive speeches, information that's well supported would be assumed more convincing. Because again, the support is there. The speaker would not be accused of blindly saying something out in the open. Because again, the support established, the support is well crafted. After doing the data gathering, selecting a speech pattern or a mode of paragraph development, mode of composition development is identified. For instance, the pattern might be comparison and contrast, or the pattern might be causal relationships, chronology, spatial, description, exemplification, exposition. These writing patterns will have to be identified because that's the style that the writer will have to embrace. Knowing the topic is there, the topic sentences have been cleared out, specific details to support the topic sentences have already been known. Putting them together, structuring the composition would now demand that the writer should know the pattern that he or she wants to use, or that mode of development, composition development, that the writer wishes to employ in the creation of the speech. Again, you have there a lot of methods. Again, you have samples like narration, comparison and contrast, chronology, spatial description or description. You have definition, exemplification, cause effect. All of these are modes of development, writing patterns that help develop or they help with the structuring of your speech. So after having chosen a particular pattern, writing pattern, some writers might forget this